Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me for my first video of January 2020. I just want to apologise for kind of ending Vlogmas quite unceremoniously. As you can hear, I am actually still a bit ill. I got basically the flu over Christmas and I ended up sleeping through Christmas and not being very well at all. So that's why this is a very slow start to 2020 and I'm just kind of getting back on track and getting back into things. So I apologise for that, but hopefully I will be feeling much better soon and we can really get 2020 underway. So yeah, as I said, it's going to be a slow start to the year, but maybe that's not such a bad thing. Today I want to talk to you about my New Year's resolutions and how I'm taking a much different approach to last year. So grab a cup of tea and let's get straight into the video. So last year I decided to kind of do this like 50 actionable things that I could achieve in a year, and to be honest, I completely overestimated what I could achieve in a year, and I created so many different things even though I thought that they were all structured in different kind of genres, that unfortunately it kind of got muddled in my mind and I really didn't focus on everything, or it was obviously impossible to focus on everything. So 6 months in, I decided to discard everything except for my book challenge, and I just focused on that throughout the whole year, and also that kind of helped me to actually achieve one thing in the year. That's why this year I've taken a much more simplistic approach and really focusing on 6 resolutions that I genuinely think are going to be the most beneficial, are going to be the most helpful and much more realistic in terms of goals. And they are they're not vague, but they are a little less kind of, you know, an actionable item that I can definitely achieve, because sometimes it's actually worse when you don't achieve that thing, and if you leave it a little bit more open, then it's much easier to achieve those things and feel good about it and reinforce those good habits rather than some necessarily bad ones. I just want to give a little bit of a warning that I will be talking a little bit about things like food addiction, so if that is triggering to you, it's going to be number 3, so I'll put some timestamps in the comment section below just in case you want to speed through that. I don't want you to obviously get any negative thoughts from anything that I talk about, so just giving that a little bit of a warning as well. Okay, so let's just get straight into the first one. The first one is to be consistent and go to the gym 2 to 4 times a week. Now I've kept it open so that it's 2 to 4 because I've built up a habit over the last 4 months of consistently going to the gym twice a week at least. So that is already kind of like in my bank. I already know that that is definitely achievable because I've spent several months before the new year kind of preparing myself for this so that I could do it consistently. And I do it 2 to 4 because I actually pay for a membership to go 4 times a week, and it's a painful waste of money if I am not going. But I also want to give myself the leeway of, if I have too much work, if I don't feel particularly well, if I am stressed and I just need to get a lot of stuff done, it's okay not to go 4 times, just to go twice. And I have built up my strength and my fitness, etc., so that I can go 4 times, and that is an appropriate amount for me. But it's one of those things that if I'm consistent in this, it has a massive beneficial kind of knock-on effect in other aspects of my life. And for me, physical exercise keeps me mentally very healthy. It helps me to be more productive and it helps me to be a much happier version of myself. So that is why it's one of my biggest resolutions, and I want 2020 to be one of the kind of happiest and healthiest years of my life, because last year I had some really extreme highs, but I also had some really extreme lows. So I'm trying to find some consistency this year. The second one is to stick to a financial budget. Obviously create one and then stick to it, because I have to, as a self-employed person, I have to do all of my own taxes, I have to do my self-assessment, I have to ensure that I'm saving all the money that I have to pay in tax and national insurance and student loans. I have to keep that aside. And I've also started a LISA. If you are a British citizen and you live in the UK, I would highly recommend this, especially if you are looking to buy your first property in the next 5 to 10 years. It's a really great way of basically getting a huge amount of interest from the government and help to buy, because to be honest, the housing market in the UK is astronomical, and it makes it incredibly difficult for first-time buyers. So if you are interested in, you know, hopefully getting on the property ladder in the next 5 to 10 years, then I would highly recommend getting a LISA. And so I've built that into my financial budget of saving each month into that, so that in the future the possibility of me buying somewhere is actually much higher. So for every £100 you put in there, you get £25 from the government. So it's like an amazing kind of interest, and you can put a maximum amount of £4,000 in there a year. But I kind of built these kind of things into my financial budget and trying to best understand how to use things like ISAs and LISAs, because this is not something I'm taught at school, like how to use finance. And I don't think many of you guys probably are taught this at school either. So I think it's really important. So for me, educating myself, creating a budget and sticking to that budget this year is going to be one of my biggest resolutions. So the third one, and this is why I kind of offered a bit of a trigger warning for this, because last year I gained about 2 stone because various very like low lows created this kind of trigger in terms of food for me. And from the research I've kind of done, I've kind of started to realize that I kind of begun to have this food addiction, and takeaways would be my kind of trigger foods, where especially if I was alone in the flat, it would perpetuate these overeating habits that I kind of was beginning to create for myself. So my New Year's resolution for this year is to have absolutely no takeaways, and it's a shame because I made a video maybe a year ago or something about wasteful things I no longer bought, and takeaways were one of those things. And I feel really kind of upset that I've kind of regressed in a way that not only did I start getting takeaways again, it actually helped me to reinforce these really bad and negative kind of emotions and thoughts towards food and around food, and these really bad habits. And I've been the same weight for the past kind of like 5 or 6 years, so to gain quite a lot of weight in a short amount of time was this really big warning sign to me, saying that something isn't necessarily right and something is going wrong. So you need to kind of address those emotional issues and what is happening and why you're becoming addicted to food and eating a lot of takeaways, etc., when people aren't necessarily around, and so perpetuating these kind of secretive eating things, and then perpetuating bad habits of overeating by having seconds when I wasn't even hungry, etc. So I found out that my kind of trigger food is definitely takeaways. So my New Year's resolution is to absolutely have none of them, to try and help me perpetuate better habits and also save money. The amount of money I have wasted in 2019 on takeaways is absolutely outrageous. So I am trying really hard to fall in love with food again in a really positive way, where I'm making food and exploring food at home and understanding how to make delicious recipes that are also healthy as well, and just kind of negate some of those bad habits that I have sort of gotten into that aren't serving me really well. So I've also been listening to lots of different podcasts like Hidden Brain. I think that's a really, really great one. And they just did a really great podcast on creating habits, and I absolutely loved it. So that's why I am kind of doing the no takeaway thing. I'm obviously allowed to eat out, but I just want to break down this kind of convenience, this emotional eating, when I'm not eating because I really, really want to and because it's delicious and these positive things. I'm kind of eating because these emotional things have triggered this response in me, and I'm trying my best to overcome that. So the next one is to create a work schedule and actually stick to it, because I have been really bad at creating real boundaries for me in terms of work. So not working at weekends, not working crazy hours, just ensuring that I have a much more structured way of working. So I work Monday to Friday, I don't upload on weekends, I have no social media on weekends, I have real breaks from it. I ensure that I'm working in a normal set of hours that other people would work, as long as it obviously works for the way that I work. I'm more of a late nighter and a late waker-upper, if that's even a term. So I wake up later, but then I work later. So I kind of still allow the flexibility of those hours for me, but ensuring that I am working to a normal amount of schedule and I'm not overdoing it and working hours that I wouldn't usually work if I was working a kind of standard 9 to 5 job. So no social media on weekends, real boundaries, understanding what is work and what is actually just playtime. So that's going to be a real big one for me of creating a work schedule and really sticking to it. The next one is to practice self-care at least once a day, and this could be 5 minutes of meditation, it could be 10 minutes of reading, it could be going for a 20-minute walk, it could be just sitting down and having a cup of tea. Speaking of, just something small, because as I said, 2019 was a real chaotic year for me in terms of my emotions. I had these massive highs and these massive lows, and I went through periods where I'd work 16-hour days and then I wouldn't be able to work for a week, and of just these terrible ups and downs. So I really want this year to be a year of consistency, of consistently working, of consistently going to the gym, taking care of myself, seeing my friends, being much more simplistic but productive and consistent in the same way. So I want to be consistent in self-care as well, even if that's a really small thing, just ensuring I do one little thing, even if it's just standing in front of the mirror and saying an affirmation to myself. I'm not those kind of things, I don't love them, but at the same time, apparently, scientifically, statistically, they actually work. So I'm going to incorporate more of these things into my life. Once a day, it can be 2 minutes, just something to give myself some self-care to prevent the kind of massive highs and massive lows and really promote that consistency. And the last one is to continue my book a week challenge. Last year, I think I managed to read about 35 books, which obviously wasn't the 52 that was the challenge, but it got me reading 30 more books than I had read the year before. So I am so happy and proud of that, and I'm definitely going to be continuing it this year. And the book that I've actually started this year reading is called 3 Women. My sister read it in 24 hours and said it was absolutely amazing. So, and also I'm absolutely loving it. I'm already like halfway through the book and I'm hoping to finish it today, hopefully, and so I can move on to another book, but I am absolutely loving it and I highly recommend it. It's about 3 women, obviously, and their stories around sex and their sexuality and how sex has been introduced to them as young women and how that has created their experiences for sex later in life. And it's just really interesting, which kind of leads me on to a final point about this year. And I want to get a lot more involved in things like women's health and understanding issues around women that I can potentially help with or shine a light on or learn about and share with you guys as well. There's another book that I'm going to be reading called Inferior, and it's all about women in science and how women are like notoriously left out, not when it comes to women becoming scientists, but more so in terms of like scientific trials. They tend to be geared a lot more towards men or males, and lots of sort of female studies aren't necessarily done, and I'm really looking forward to reading that book. My sister has it, so hopefully I'll read it after her and I will let you guys know what it's like. But I really want to get more involved in understanding you know, women and non-binary issues and how it affects us in lots of different ways. And I want to get involved in some women's charities this year as well. So yeah, I'm excited for 2020. Hopefully this cold will go soon. I mean, it's been a long time, guys, but I am gonna just chill. So please let me know what your resolutions are. Let me know in the comment section below if any of them are similar, and if you have any good resources as well. I'll be sharing resources that I find, but I would love to hear from you guys as well. So thank you very much. I'm so happy to be back, to be talking to you guys, to be sharing these things with you, because apparently if you write things down, you're 40% more likely to do them, and you're even more likely if you say them out loud, tell a friend, put them online, hold yourself accountable, but in a positive way. There should be no guilt if you ever kind of fail. It should be a long-term goal to achieve that thing. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. I'm really excited for this year. I'm really positive, and I feel like 2020 is going to be a really big year for activism, for environmentalism, for women and non-binary and trans women, trans men rights, and I'm really excited for what is to come and the part that I can play in that as well. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys on Thursday. My new schedule is Tuesdays and Thursdays consistently, no weekends I'm afraid. But yeah, that's the new year, same me, just hopefully a bit better. Alright, have a lovely day guys, I'll see you soon. Bye.